Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jared Powley's Fragrance Reviews. Today we're going to be examining a dazzling fragrance from the house of Rochas. This is known as Moustache EDP, which came out in 2018. This is classified as an Oriental woody fragrance. The original Moustache came out in 1949. It was reissued again in 2018, and that is the EDT version. So this one here is the EDP, but the one that smells most similar to the original 1949 is the EDT, which is an aromatic fougere. So that's the closest to the vintage. So this one is a completely different fragrance from the 1949 version, and if you want something similar to the 1949 version, you have to get the 2018 EDT release. So this fragrance here is a spectacular scent. It's very opulent, it's dense, it's packed, it's saturated with aroma. A side note of this fragrance is it does have a vibe of fragrance that Tom Ford would have made. It's nothing similar to something that Tom Ford has made, but it has that very heavy, straight fragrance in the sense that there's not a lot of development and it's just a few notes and they just hit you like an axe between the eyes. So this is an amazing value fragrance. It's not overly expensive, and it's something that I believe has niche qualities. It's very luxurious, and like I said, it's a fairly simple fragrance in the sense there's not a lot of complexity of development, but it works. It's a very sexy, strong fragrance. It's a date night fragrance. I wouldn't necessarily say this is something that you would wear as a signature scent because it could be a little bit too powerful. One note about this bottle, it's a gorgeous kind of retro bottle with this ribbed glass, is the fact that this is one of the heaviest bottles I have ever put my hands on. It's incredibly heavy. So I'm going to give this a spray in the back of my wrist. Excellent sprayer. Gorgeous overall packaging and bottle here. Remarkable for the price you're paying. So initially, you get a very kind of sensual amber vanilla that's spicy and sweet, but not sweet in the candy-like fashion, more in an ambery vanilla fashion. It's definitely sexy, it's dark, it's deep, and it's luxurious. As it starts to dry down, the vanilla starts to be smoothed by some orange citrus vibes. You definitely start to smell some woodiness. It becomes a little more powdery, but you still have the overall vanilla amber base, and there are some kind of warm, you could say wedding white floral notes. Later on, this fragrance continually becomes a little bit warmer, smoother, still have the vanilla and amber, which dominate, but one thing I notice about this fragrance, it doesn't have this sharp kind of sweetness. When you wear this fragrance, you have to be careful in the sense that you don't want to suffocate people. So when we're talking about the performance, this is an excellent performer. I got about 6 to 7 hours, strong waft, strong scent bubbles for the first 4 hours. It's definitely a winter fall fragrance, but don't overspray. I would just start with one spray and see where it goes, because if you put on too many, it's going to be way too strong. Again, this is a date night, sexy, romantic type of fragrance. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a signature scent unless you can find a way to wear it where you can kind of tone it down in the sense that you don't apply too much of it. Top notes of this fragrance, so we get into fragrance, the notes, is the top notes are pink pepper and mandarin orange. The mid notes are Atlas cedar and Bulgarian rose, and the base notes are benzoin, vanilla, and patchouli. So overall, I would say just a few final comments with this fragrance. This is something, if you're looking for niche-like qualities, if you're looking for something that's opulent and sexy, that has some sweetness to it, but not sickeningly sweet, and you want something that is going to attract the ladies, this fragrance is something you may want to get a sample on and try, because it's excellent, excellent value. This is a great fragrance for the price. And at a later date, I'm going to also review the EDT. And if there's anybody out there that has any comments or questions about any of these fragrances, and especially if anyone has tried one of the vintage formulations of Moustache from Rochas from anytime in the 50s and 60s until I think it was discontinued at some point, but I'm not necessarily sure. Drop me a line and I'll always get back to you. Once again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.